How I lost over 50 pounds in less than 4 months, all with zero exercise. Today, I'm going to share with you step by step all of the details on how I lost over 50 pounds in less than 4 months, all with zero exercise. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I'll share with you a few life lessons I learned on this journey. Hi, it's Robert Davis with Your Electric Plug, your connection inside the alkaline electric lifestyle. Inspired by Dr. Sebi, we're here to help you make better choices for a healthier you. First, to extend thanks to the Creator, and also thank you for visiting the channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and also hit the notification bell so you can be alerted each and every time we upload a new video. This is a good one, y'all. Are you ready? Good. Now let's get plugged in. I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana. Aside from partying, the one thing everyone knows New Orleans for is, you guessed it, food. There was a commercial for a bank when I was growing up that stated, in some places people just eat to live, but in New Orleans, we live to eat. Now I heard some of y'all singing along. Shout out to my New Orleans peeps. Many people in my life were heavy when I was growing up. When I was a teenager, I came to realize that every disease that ran in the family ran in mine. Heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, lung diseases such as asthma and sleep apnea, dementia. I never at the time quite made the connection to food. In my early 20s, I read somewhere that cows are stressed as they wait for slaughter, and that, guess what? That stress transfers to humans through the hormones in the meat. I gave up beef soon after that. I gave up pork briefly, but bacon, I wasn't ready yet. Who said I know that's right? I heard that too. Was that you, cuz? Anyway, at this time I was about 190 pounds and in decent shape. Over the course of the next few years, life happened. Marriage, kids, divorce. I got a phone call one night in September 2017. One of my best friends from high school had suffered a major stroke. They weren't sure if he would make it. My youngest son, Kendall, was home with me when I got the call. I will never forget that moment. My own mortality had smacked me in the face for the first real time as an adult, as a parent. Kendall was only 5 years old at the time. And here I was at 43 years old, 235 pounds, high cholesterol, plus my back had started to touch. And I didn't like the way that felt. Oh, and did I mention I was diagnosed with high cholesterol 10 years prior in 2007. How do they say stuff got real? It hit too close to home. My good friend and classmate had just had a stroke. It could happen to me. I went online and began to research. I typed in remove plaque from the arteries naturally, lower cholesterol naturally, because I decided as a teenager that I would never start taking medication that I would have to take for the rest of my life. Eventually in my Google results, I read the man who healed all diseases. Now, I have 5 sons. All the older boys got to experience a fully functioning, although overweight, version of me. So I figured I owed the same to Kendall, right? I was motivated to make a change. He became my why. That's step 1. No more excuses. With Kendall in mind, I made the decision to change. That's step number 2. But how? Just a reminder, I'm originally from New Orleans. So how does a 43-year-old guy at the time from New Orleans become a vegan? Oh, and did I mention I love to cook? Now, I realized something that to you may seem strange, but crawfish, gumbo, beignets were all embedded in my history, my culture, my life. I needed to relearn food. That's step 3. And I'm not really a cold turkey kind of guy, so I had a series of what I call my last meals. I literally put a list together of foods that I had to say goodbye to. I love to grill, so one weekend I bought a couple slabs of ribs and a few pounds of chicken in a 12-pack. That Saturday, after grilling out all day, I took pictures of my grill and my smoker and listed both of them for sale. They were gone the next day. I put my crawfish burner and pot up for sale too. I prepared a few dishes from my soon-to-be vegan bucket list myself. I ate out for a few. Thanksgiving was coming up, so I knew I'd be able to say goodbye to Mom's gumbo and oyster dressing. So I was able to cross those last 2 items off my list. The Sunday night following Thanksgiving that year, I decided I would never eat meat again. November 27th, 2017. That's a Monday. I went vegan. Now, during this time frame, I also began to convince myself that certain things are actually not food, like all of the animal products, for example. This is one method I use to prevent myself from ever slipping up. The other method is by viewing this as a lifestyle change and not as a diet. Diets have cheat days. And are you really willing to cheat your lifestyle? So I began to binge watch YouTube. Every Dr. Sebi video I could find, I watched. I would get goosebumps when I would hear his logic on treating the whole body in case of ailment and not just the affected body part. Dealing with asthma from birth, when he spoke of mucus being the only disease, it resonated inside of me. When he spoke of the importance of cleanses and fasting, to me it just made sense. Now, I don't know about you, but when I get goosebumps, that's the Creator's way of letting me know that I'm onto something. I watched What the Health on Netflix. I went online and found some great Dr. Sebi groups. By this time, I had already been vegan for a few weeks. No big deal. Because of the time of year, the groups were talking about doing the liquid fast in the upcoming year. I decided I was in. I was a bit late, but I ordered the herbs online. The liquid fast was my step 4. So January 19th was spent grocery shopping. I was doing a liquid fast lined out by Dr. Sebi group, so I decided to use Dr. Sebi Nutritional Guide as my grocery list. I bought frozen fruits, fresh fruits and veggies, and spring water. Packs and packs of spring water. January 20th was spent brewing teas with my herbs and making soup. I used all alkaline ingredients, of course. So for almost 21 days, I consumed 8 bottles of water per day. Herb capsules, herbal teas, smoothies, and blended soups. I didn't chew anything. Days passed. Weeks passed. I couldn't believe it, but I had done it. And I felt great. Midway through, I realized this was a mental challenge more than anything. I decided that if Dr. Sebi could heal with this lifestyle, that I was in full time to not only lower my cholesterol, but also cure myself of asthma and prevent prediabetes from becoming diabetes. Again, with the Dr. Sebi Nutritional Guide in hand, this time I focused on the important reminders and things to avoid sections of the guide. I literally unplugged the microwave. Eventually, I got rid of that too. I boxed up my non-stick cookware, aluminum foil, and disposable aluminum bake pans. I took a big box to the pantry, white flour, white sugar, rice, beans, canned goods, cereals, helpers, everything, all went to the box. Yes, it was a very big box. I even went to the spice rack. Literally every food item that I owned was donated if it was not on the Dr. Sebi nutritional guide. The refrigerator and freezer were next. No piece of meat, seafood, no dairy item remained. I even got rid of the condiments. I called a good friend over to empty out my liquor cabinet. Now that the fast was almost over, I had to go back to the grocery store. I picked up a honeydew melon to break my fast and bought just about every item I could find from the Dr. Sebi nutritional guide. I stepped on the scale at the end of my fast and the scale read 178 pounds. By the end of the fast, I had lost over 50 pounds. The weight wouldn't stop falling off. I literally had to research alkaline weight gain in order to find ways to stabilize my weight. Since then, I've continued to eat exclusively from the guide. I've both found and created several great recipes, and I'm able to maintain 175 to 180 pounds, all with no exercise. I retested and my cholesterol was lowered, and I haven't used my inhaler for my asthma in years. Now, as promised, the 3 life lessons I learned as a result of going Sebian. Number 1, hunger is mental. The fast was 100% mind over body. Oddly enough, the feelings of hunger went away after the first few days. Number 2, food is overrated. There are foods I never thought that I could live without, that I haven't eaten in years and don't ever plan to eat again in life. I feel better as a result of not eating those former favorites. And number 3, it's not necessary to kill your food. I would regularly consume just about every food animal you can think of and never saw a different way. Making the decision not to kill my food has shown me that there are many other options, and those come with much less negative karma and fewer health risks. Now, I'm not a doctor, so it is recommended that you seek the guidance of a health professional before fasting or adding any new herbs to your diet. Let me know what you have learned as a result of your transition in the comments below. Don't forget to take a look at my video on burdock, linked here. Be on the lookout for more videos on herbs, cooking, and other lifestyle tips from your electric plug. Thanks again for joining us, and as always, I'll see you in the comments.